Hey guys, welcome back. Kirby, I have another question for you.
Let's
So,
do it.
and again, it got me thinking on the last video that we did, but at what point, and I want to word this correctly so you understand what I'm saying. I know there was a point in your life where basically, as Dave Ramsey says, you were sick and tired of being sick and tired. And you felt that before hearing of Dave Ramsey. But why maybe did you feel that sick and tired of being sick and tired, but maybe people that you know, family, friends, people like that, why do they not get to that point in their mind, them actually being conscious of their financial situation and being sick and tired of being sick and tired? Why did you get to that point and not your family?
All right. So to give people context, this is one that is very near and dear to my heart because everybody think, contrary to popular belief, the only person I ever met in the world that already had a financial mind at a young age is Alex. I'm not. I will never dispute that. I was not raised like this. I was not. I was the person when they talk about you got the spender and you got the savers in life. I was a spender through and through. Now, I'm not trying to bring up a horrific time in the world, but I used to be stationed at Fort Hood. So, well, now it's changed the name, but that's what it was called, and it'll always be called Fort Hood to me. Um, but the day of the Fort Hood shooting, that day right there is infamous to me. I mean, of course, sorry for the soldiers that lost their lives. Hope they rest in peace. But that was the day of epiphany for me. And it just so happened I ran into Dave Ramsey later on that night. So I'm on my way traveling to the Killeen area, Fort Hood area, the day of the shooting. I already knew it happened when I was headed that way. I was headed that way, and I'll just be transparent to y'all. I was drinking, gambling every night. And I'm not saying, $5, $10 here. I'm talking $1,000 a night. Broke. I'm maxing out credit cards just to gamble and drink and party and all that. But I'm headed to Killeen because now I done lost majority of the money that I had in San Antonio, and then I was going back to Killeen because it was an easier place to gamble for me, and I was going there, to play poker or whatever, what have you. And then I get down there to Killeen with my last, I think, last $800, and I'm trying to just double it up and then get out of there. And then while on my way there, I get a call from somebody that's running the game, and they said, "Hey, he was like, everybody made it out. We running tonight." And I said, "Perfect." So I'll go. I go there and proceed to get my teeth kicked in, and then now I'm broke, broke. There's no coming back for me. I mean, I didn't max out 10, 12 credit cards already. You know, I, it wasn't no more kitty to go to. It wasn't no fallback plan. This was my quote unquote nuclear option to get my money back was to go there and to make it back, and I lost it. And usually I'll just take, I think it's 35 south back to San Antonio, 2.5 hour drive, but I didn't. I took the long way. I took the long way. I think it's 195. I can't remember the highways or whatever, but I took the long way back to San Antonio, and I was just doing it myself. I was upset. And then, and I was the person of the elk that I blamed everybody else. I blamed, hey, because I was in the military and I've been in combat, people think I'm crazy, so they won't give me a job. I blamed, I blamed because I was black in America that that's the reason why I can't get a job. I'm in redneck South Texas, so that's the reason why I couldn't get a job. You know, I was blaming the world for my conditions. And the thing was I'm driving and I still remember it. The rear view mirror, because like I said, I'm on a desolate road. There ain't nothing out there. Only thing I'm trying to watch out for is cows and things like that. And I know I done went off the beaten path of your question, but I just want to stress this point. So uh so I'm looking in the rearview mirror, but the rearview mirror is pointing right at me. It ain't looking behind me. It ain't looking. It's looking right at me. And then just so happened that night, I'm just because the only stations I could get was AM radio. I'm looking for the hip hop stations. I'm ready to turn up. Ready to lie to myself and say, "Hey man, you can come back. You ready? You ready?" And then I was ready for that, but I couldn't get any FM radio stations. So I go to AM radio, and then I'm just hitting the seek button. When you hit the seek button, it'll just catch whatever radio station that's playing, and it just happened to be AM radio. And then I'm hearing people younger than me talking about how they're debt free and all this, and that's when it just started coming. At first, I thought the radio station was lying. Of course, I'm coming with any excuse to not blame me, but like I said, the rearview mirror was still pointing back at me. Every time I look for the rearview mirror, I can see my face. Usually, you can see what's behind you. Only thing I can see was my face. And that's when I was like, wait, maybe it's me. But I still, had the inkling to say no, it's everybody else. And then that's when I was like, I'm just going to do everything he says. And then I'm going to, I don't believe it's going to work because, again, I'm still blaming everybody else. But then the more that I, listen to Dave Ramsey and then I push through, then I realized it was more like, no, it was all you. You was holding yourself back. But the reason why most people don't do it, don't look at themselves, is because when you're in an environment like me, I was in San Antonio, it was just me. It was me, my wife. My wife, she over here trying to work, just trying to keep the lights on, make us stay afloat. She's from a third world country, and the man is the head of the household. So she really wasn't trying to challenge me at that time because she was just trying to hold things together. Me, I was destroying everything. But because I wasn't around everybody that was just saying, yeah, man, it's the white man's fault. It's this reason. This is that reason. It gave me a better chance. That's why I always tell people to this day when they grew up in an area and they're struggling, I say you need to get away from this area. The people you surround yourself around is the people that will determine your outcome. I mean, you heard Dan Pena said, I even heard it growing up, you show me your friends, I'll show you your future. And that was the thing that did it for me. Was I got sick and tired. I always had champagne wishes and caviar dreams, but I only had like 35 cents when I'm driving back. I'm debating, am I gonna have enough gas, or am I gonna have to push it the rest of the way? But that was the thing that pushed me through to realize that it was me. But I wasn't in the military no more at the time. I wasn't around, soldiers all the time just saying, oh yeah, man, we're gonna just deploy, get another paycheck. It wasn't another paycheck for me. Only people that I knew was gamblers, alcoholics, and degenerates. And then once I stopped hanging around them, then it became clearer that, hey, the reason why it was because of me. And then I just went and grinded. My first real job after the military, after all the gambling debacles and losing money, was $9.50 an hour working at Burlington Co-Factor, loss prevention. But a lot of the reason why it happened, it was a perfect storm for me. I was away from everybody. I just left Fort Hood maybe 8-10 months prior to that incident happening at Fort Hood, and then I moved to San Antonio. And that's what it was changing the environment got me out of that situation. So the reason why, my family and friends, because they're still in that situation, they still hang around the same people that have that same mindset, so they never get to escape. I still remember talking to you, and I know I'm going on for a long time, but I remember talking to you and I was like, hey, I get it. Family love you, but understand the biggest enemy to what you're trying to do is going to be the people around you. It's because everybody's set up in a way, and then if they have money, if you notice, everybody that have money, your friends and family, don't live near friends and family. They had to uplift and lift and shift fire and go somewhere else to do it, because to get around people that had a different mindset. All the people that I see successful is people that leave the environment they're in and make it happen. So that was what it was for me. And that's why I think a lot of people, because they stay in environments that they're in, the environment's blaming everybody else and not blaming yourself. That's why they're where they're at. Sorry for going so long, but that's what it was.
No, yeah, we'll leave it out there. No, I was just very curious because it's rare to see people actually be consciously aware of their financial situation and then want to make a change. So, no, yeah, I didn't know that much in detail, so that was interesting. But with all that being said, guys, if you do have any comments or questions, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next one.